Hello everybody. I want to talk about fair and just. Whether through education or experience, we hope to travel through life improving upon our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions. We strive to be a better person today than we were yesterday. And some of the inspirations for that belief is the influence we find along the way. Hopefully there's someone or some place that helps inspire us to be better, to work to improve upon ourselves so that as we continue our trials and tribulations of life, that we respond better in a way that's more reflective of somebody who tries to be good. There's 3 quotes that I use that I think allow and provide some perspective, serenity, and inspiration. And I hope they influence you, or at least give you pause to think a little bit as you go through life. First is, life is not fair. Fair only exists for clowns and elephants. One of my favorite. Especially for those who have kids, and I have 2, you'll hear quite often, especially when they interact with each other, my daughter more than my son actually, will say it's not fair, or if my son gets something and she doesn't get something, that's not fair, I should get that too. When he got a car when he was 16, of course she wanted a car. She was 13, so it didn't really work out that way. But the point is that at a young age, it's hard to tell what's fair or not, or hard to explain why, because somebody's of a certain age, that it's fair that they get something, while somebody's at a younger age or different circumstances of life that it's not fair that they not have the same thing. But when you realize that everybody has something and they have to do the best with what they have, then you find out that life is more fair. You may not be a great painter, but maybe you're a great swimmer. And people will pay to watch you swim. People will pay to watch somebody else paint. And so you have to do the best with what you have. And that's one of the great aspects of The Meaning of Life, a book I wrote about doing the best you can with what you have. So life's not fair. A fair only exists for clowns and elephants. Second, justice is a certainty. This too gives you great perspective. For me, it gives peace and serenity. Because as you travel through the roads of your life, inevitably there will be people, places, organizations, circumstances where you will be wronged. Someone may break one of your windows and never tell you. I live on a golf course, and that happens several times a year, and I'm always amazed how when they break a window, they don't come over and say, I broke your window. We all know they broke it. They can hear it, but they choose not to because they don't want to pay to have the windows replaced. It's my loss, and it's part of the price you pay to live on a golf course. But still, it's not right. But I do believe that at some point in some place, these people, that justice will be a certainty, and they will have a burdensome financial obligation that will arise. It may not be today, it may not be next year, or in 10 years or 15 years. But I'm convinced that somewhere along the line that they will receive the justice that is within their path. And that will help repay for some of the injustice that they committed in times previous. There's people who break the law that never get punished. Never. Actually, they do. At some point in the future, they do. So we may not see it. A great case is my mother's father left them when she was 3 years old, never paid child support. Married somebody else, was married to them for 30 years, but when he was at retirement age, she left him. He spent the remaining 30 years, actually, of his life alone. And so there's a great example of where justice may not occur immediately, but justice is a certainty. And when you believe that, it really gives you great serenity. You now can say, they have to live that life. If they want to be that type of person and lie, cheat, and steal, it may harm me for a brief period of time, but they have to live that life of deceit and treachery, and eventually justice will be done. Finally, I really believe that right always triumphs over wrong, happiness always triumphs over sadness, and good always triumphs over evil. And that's something I say to myself every day when you see things not as they should. And it's a good thing to be remembered that you and the life you lead should be devoted to ensuring that right always triumphs over wrong, that you should stand up for injustice, that happiness always triumphs over sadness. I've met very few people who are sad that live a life of productivity and consequence. And lastly, good always does triumph over evil. It may take some time, but good does triumph over evil. There's 3 quotes. Hopefully they give you at least a little pause to remember that life is fair and just. It is always what you make it, and it's a perspective that you have as you do. Everybody enjoy the day. Thanks so much.